And I'm looking at the officiating crew. There's nothing that indicates to me right now that they're taking another look. Let's hear from him. Michael Vandervelde. No, doesn't appear he's going to tell us what's going on.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling was the runner was fumbled the ball. The review will start.
Well, this is the right decision, even if it comes a hair late.
Correct. Get it right. I don't care how long it takes.
Right.
Get it right. And he is down. The ball doesn't come out until after. Like his knees are already on the ground. And then the ball comes out right there. So he's down. This has to be reversed. Both knees down right there, and then the ball comes out.
And keep in mind, the replay officials were able to look at replays while they were attending to the injured players. So my guess is this is not going to take very long. A terrific start for the Cowboys. They lead 14-0 in their home opener. They got a big one here next week, Oregon Ducks.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. And it's not Chip Kelly's Oregon Ducks.
No,
they're not going to try to run and gun anymore. One of the real nice things we learned from Craig Bowl is about how this is it. This is the final stop for him on what's been a brilliant head coaching career. He signed a 7-year extension after last season. So he's going to be here for a long time. He told us this is it. He wants to be here. And it's not to say this is his last contract, but this is the last place that he wants to coach college football. His old school, Nebraska, losing 14-0 to Oregon. That's a pretty surprising score, but that's early in the first quarter.
It's a head scratcher.
There's so many scores early in the year that you're like, okay, because, you know, we're basing it always on last year. And, you know, every team is different every season.
Yeah. Different guys emerge or improve over the spring and summer, and it's a wait to see.
Poinsettia Bowl for the Cowboys in what was a great 2016 season. I think the Cowboys knew they had to go in the right direction, but last year sealed it.
After further review, the ruling on the field is the runner was down at the 28-yard line. Gardner Webb will remain in possession of the ball, third down.
They got it right?
They did. They get it right. And listen, if you're Jalen Ortiz, what do you have to lose there? Pick it up. You almost got away with one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
3rd and 6. Maxwell has yet to attempt a pass. There he wants to throw on target. First down for the Bulldogs.
James Ellis with the nice look-in route. This is basically just a skinny post. He's going to come right into your vision right here. Throws on time. And moves the chains. And this is what they get excited about with Maxwell, because he is such a danger running the ball. If he can just complete 5 to 10 throws, it sets everything up for them.
Jalen Cagle in the game. Actually, check that. That's A.J. Moses, freshman from Griffin, Georgia.
It's a great trap. So Winger bringing him down. But listen, if your safeties are making the tackles, that's good for the offense.
Good job by the Cowboy defense to limit Kerry Bernard to. They may have lost a yard on the play. They got great penetration in the backfield. He said, when you like to see Gardner Webb maybe occasionally throw on first down, you just kind of make that Wyoming defense think about it.
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't want, if I'm an offense coordinator, I don't want to go out of character, because if we start doing stuff that we don't do, things can get out of hand in a hurry.
Third and short. And it's Maxwell, and he tosses it on the option, and it's stopped. It's Logan Wilson. He's not a big middle linebacker, but he can move.
Tell you what, the foot speed is what gets him out. He just outruns the blocks. And a sure tackle right in the middle of the field.
He was the 2016 Mountain West Freshman of the Year, Logan Wilson.
I mean, came in as a safety, and it just tells you he's got speed. So he's put on some pounds.
Also tells you he's put a lot of work in the weight room. Be physical enough to play there.
He's 230. He's smart.
Conway, fair catch, and he's going to let it go, and it takes a Cowboy bounce into the end zone.
Morning's kick will go into the end zone, 51 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Logan Wilson made the play to stop the drive. He is a huge fan favorite here in Laramie. We're going to see Josh Allen and the Cowboy offense when we come back.
To the end zone, touchdown.
Right down the seam, and there's that combination.
And I tell you, this is a night to remember.
And he might go all the way with this one. Indeed, he does.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born.
Touchdown.
12 teams chasing one goal, the 2017 Mountain West Football Championship.
Intercepted.
A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain.
What a game.
Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd, and the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
Let's take a look at today's fan cam brought to you by Dairy Queen. Plenty of fun to be had on a gorgeous fall day here in Laramie. It's a heck of a hat he's got working there.
That's a great hat.
First and 10 for the Cowboys from their own 20. Gardner Webb does a pretty good job there. Milo Hall picks up, we call it a long 3.
I think that's an area that they've got to continue to try to find a guy with a close number 2 behind him. Right now they're by committee with Milo and Kellen. They've got to find a guy that's going to tote the rock. They've had that guy here the last couple of years with a good backup in Sean Wick.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Hill and Sean Wick, that's a heck of a 1-2 punch.
It was, and that's what they've got to try and find.
Allen up over the top. Johnson's got a step and the football. He can't stay in bounds, but what a throw and what a catch. Allen to Johnson.
He lays it out there over the outside edge. Kind of pulls him back out of bounds a little bit, but great over-the-shoulder catch. You're talking about a guy that couldn't catch anything. And that's a tough catch. Ball coming over your outside edge, 45-yard gain over your outside. I mean, that's a perfectly thrown ball. As a quarterback, you want to drop it outside all the time.
And how about the ease with which Josh Allen made that throw?
Now, without question, he's got one of the strongest arms I've ever seen in person, without question.
Now, you were very quick when I made the comparison at the National Football League level to Phillip Rivers. You were quick to point out, and I agree with you, Allen a much better athlete, but size-wise in that number 17, it does. When I first looked at him, I thought, hey, looks a little like Phillip Rivers.
Just in statuesqueness.
Yes.
However, when he starts moving around,
it's a whole different deal.
That's a whole different deal.
I don't think Phillip will be upset if he said he's not a great athlete. It's Trey Woods, and Woods picks up a Cowboy first down. All right, let's make a comparison with another NFL quarterback, both recruited by Craig Bohl. Josh Allen, Carson Wentz. Pretty cool.
That's very cool. Very similar. I still give the nod to Josh athletically. I think Carson Wentz is a phenomenal young talent, but if this guy continues to develop and gets in the right system on the next level, I mean, he could be phenomenal.
But Trey Woods is stopped. Let's stick with this. All right, so that's quite a statement you're making. Carson Wentz went number 2 in the draft, had by all accounts a solid rookie season. Very high expectations for him in his second year. What makes you think that Allen in the right system might already be ahead of a guy like Carson Wentz?
I just feel his talent level and his ability over the last year and a half to kind of learn and transform his game, what we've seen him go through. Carson played on teams at North Dakota State that were completely dominant up front. This team, he's had to pretty much carry at times, had a ton of help a year ago, but the growth he's going to make this year, just because he doesn't have all those guys, is going to help tremendously.
It's Conway, and I believe they're going to consider this a rush for Conway. It looked like he threw it backwards. We'll wait to get the official stat there, but it did appear the throw was backwards.
Very accurate.
So let's see where Allen is when he releases it. All right. Oh, they're going to say it's a forward
it's
pass.
forward. He's backing up.
No, I'm sure Conway's not upset about that. Now has double-digit catches in the game. 10 catches for 120 yards. Brent Vegan there in the sunglasses has done a masterful job calling plays thus far.
Got him ISO'd up on the bottom of the field with no safety help.
Apparently. Allen saw it too, and Allen's going to throw. Tried to squeeze that one in there.
Should have taken him when he first had him.
Or he could have taken off and run.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had him open, man covered single side, and didn't like what he saw, went back the other way. But he didn't turn the ball over. He gave his team a chance to put points on the board.
28-yard field goal attempt. The one thing to keep in mind, long snapper, they've had issues. Caleb Cantrell will be the long snapper today, and it's a little bit low. Did the ball still get through? Yes. Well, it wasn't artistic.
I think it was blocked.
May have been tipped there at the line of scrimmage.
Tipped at the line of scrimmage. But how about the synchronization by the 2 officials in the back end? That's a great job.
The lead is 17-0. We'll be right back.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born.
Touchdown!
12 teams chasing one goal, the 2017 Mountain West Football Championship.
Intercepted!
A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain.
What a game!
Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd, and the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
To remember.
And he might go all the way with this one. Indeed, he does.
$17-0. Wyoming leading Gardner, Webb, and that guy right there. Got to be real happy. Cooper Roth, because this ball gets tipped.
Right there by Tristan Dozier off the edge. And he had enough power on it to go right through the block.
And Roth. No chance of a return. I thought they might come out there. If it's only 2 yards deep, maybe take a chance.
2 yards deep, and you have like 20 yards of separation.
But it is your backup quarterback, Brody Rollins, excuse me. I guess, you know, got to think about time and situation.
Time and situation is we got to make a play, Ari. Somebody has to make a play.
Okay.
Let's go.
I can work with that
Don't wait
QB1.
don't wait for the next guy. Let's go ahead and make a play.
Tyrell Maxwell only attempted one completion, or excuse me, one throw, and it was completed for 12 yards. As a team, they have just 37 yards from scrimmage. Maxwell wants to throw on first down. That's well defended. Logan Wilson got his hands on the football.
Really he pushes the ball out of his hand a little bit, doesn't get it back and release it, kind of pushes it and stares his guy down the entire time. So now you've thrown on first down, which is what Coach Ari Wolf wanted.
All I did was suggest
you want to throw on first down, but we're an option team, so now we're 2nd and 10. Now we're 2nd and 10, and we got to try to make a play. Do we throw it again, Ari?
I'm going to leave all the play calling decisions to you, my friend. Try to get it on the perimeter, and that is the backup quarterback, Brody Rollins. We were promised he would line up all over the field. Potentially could play quarterback, running back, wide receiver, kick return. Runs the 40 in 4.5. Junior from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Cash Malua did a great job on that edge in space to get him on the ground.
Third down. Bulldogs just 1 for 4 on third down. Blitz is coming. Receiver doesn't know the ball is coming, and it's almost picked off. Gafford in coverage. Gafford had an interception last week.
What is James Ellis thinking about? You've got a full-on blitz. They're bringing 6. This is a good job by your quarterback to get it out of his hand and give you a chance.
Oh, you got to go get that football.
And he doesn't even know it's coming. So be locked in. You got to understand the situation. Third down, and you're just running up the field looking at the corner. That's not giving your quarterback a chance to make plays.
Komornik, let's see if he get off another incredible rugby-style punt. He had one with no return that was 59 yards. This one goes out of bounds, but they keep it away from Conway, which is what you're really trying to do. And they're going to mark it at the Cowboy 40-yard line. So excellent field position for Wyoming following the 35-yard punt. And Josh Allen getting set to go to work. Coming up on the halftime report, brought to you by Ram. We had a chance to sit down and talk with Andrew Wiggard. And we'll take a look around the Mountain West, and we'll also have first half stats and highlights. All that coming up on the Ram halftime report. Got to put Brad to work during halftime.
He's probably down there having some snacks, hanging out.
I think he's grinding down there. I disagree. Hardest working sideline. Plus, he's a former receiver. He's probably out there coaching up the receivers on routes.
He's like, you should be throwing me the ball every play. That's what he's talking about.
Overstreet. Nice job of blocking. And he picks up 12 yards. And there you could really see the offensive line starting to impose their will. Clean look here for Overstreet.
It's a good chip by Von Manen as he went through. Overstreet, I think with that size, that 215, 220-pound size, that's how you move the sticks.
He's trying to make his claim that he should be the man as they're looking for a true #1 tailback. Here he is again.
Yeah, run through an arm tackle.
Overstreet gain of 9, they're calling it. Now here you see the backfield. Who's going to emerge as the guy? So far today, Overstreet has made a claim that he's the guy.
Yeah, I mean, without question. I mean, it's power downhill running. That's what they've been used to seeing here over the last couple of years with Brian Hill. And Milo Hall's a good complement to that as well, with his versatility out of the backfield.
Hall in the game right now, second short, and Allen runs away from the safety, throws back across the field, and it's incomplete.
As soon as you had to roll to your right side, you've got to take the wheel off. They had the wheel route on there to Milo Hall, but as soon as you're forced outside the pocket to your right, you can't throw it all the way back across the field. That's a no-no, and he made some tremendous plays doing that a year ago. but it also got him in trouble against San Diego State a few times in big games. You can't do that. Can't make that play. Rather see you run it or even throw it out of bounds on your sideline.
3rd and short. Fullbacks haven't gotten a carry yet. They won't get one here. It's Milo Hall, and makes a couple moves and loses 3 yards on the play.
Tell you what, Kenyatta Dunbar can play, man. He is a guy that is all over the ball, all over the place. He's quick. He's got good feet. He's been involved in several tackles today.
Well, the coaching staff spoke really highly of Dunbar. I say he really is the leader. Everybody looks to him on defense, gets everybody lined up.
And very undersized. I mean, inside linebacker, 5'11", 215. Tackles well in space.
Tim Zaleski on for the punt. Put him inside the 20. Let's see, Cowboys are all there. Work out quite nicely.
That's a great punt.
And how about Tim Zaleski? He had a little bit of an embarrassing moment last week against Iowa. He shrugged it off, played it cool, and this week doing a real nice job for the Cowboys and special teams. As Zaleski getting some love, and this is what happened last week at Iowa. And yes, he was wearing number 15 last week, and it just got away from him. But I just couldn't believe how well he handled it after the game.
Yeah, it was a setup. As he went to drop it, it just slips out of his hand. And then he wanted that go-go gadget foot to get a little bit longer so he'd get to it.
But I mean, for a freshman, that could be a real haunting moment. Instead, he just said, it's very weird. People were like, hey, no publicity is bad publicity. You're famous now. I just went along with it, laughed it off.
That's all you can do, really. Quarterback
Maxwell. Tyrone Maxwell, the quarterback, and he slides down at the 24-yard line. 20-yard gain. Marcus Epps comes up to make the stop.
This is a great call. A little quarterback draw. You see right there they had counter with the fullback coming up and leading, as well as a guard from the backside.
And this time maybe a yard on the play.
It's a good job inside.
Carl Granderson, who we opened the broadcast talking about. Brad had a full report on before the game started. He makes the play there. Played great last week.
He did, and that's all he's done since he's been here. The game he got banged up a year ago, had knee injury, was dominating that game. I mean, he is a force to be reckoned with on the edge with his rangy length, 6'5", can run. He's put on some power and size.
Maxwell, he's a load to bring down. Let's check in downstairs with Brett.
Guys, just an injury update from the Cowboys sideline. 46, the Will linebacker, Cash Malawia, is out. He headed into the locker room. He was walking okay, not sure what the extent of the injury is, but Adam Pillapil is in there in his stead, 45.
Thanks, Brad. 3rd down. They are 1 for 5 on 3rd downs this afternoon. They run the option. And it's going to be short of the 1st down.
Adam Pillapil right there. See him in the game, makes a play as soon as he gets on the field.
A.J. Moses, the ball carrier. Wyoming's going to use a timeout, or they want to preserve some clock with 1:51 remaining in the opening half. Keep in mind, Gardner Webb will get the football at the start of the 3rd quarter. You know, if you're them, 17-0, if they could keep the Cowboys from any more points, you could go in and feel okay about what you've done in the 1st half.
You really can, and if listen, you're playing in Laramie, Wyoming, over 7,000 feet. Everything's going against them. Everything's stacked against them. There's more experienced, talented players on the Wyoming team that have played a ton. Everything's stacked against them, but they've kind of stood in there and tried to fight. If they can just have a few things happen in their way, like when Josh Allen rolls to the right and tries to throw all the way back across, your safety has to come up with that ball. Those are the kind of plays that make a difference in a game like this when you're outmanned on the field.
Gardner Webb plays in the FCS division in the Big South. Austin Conway is deep here now. Of late, Bulldogs haven't kicked it anywhere near Conway. Conway has been the most dynamic player on the field thus far. And Gardner Webb here uses a timeout.
I feel like it's been a while since we've heard from him, though.
Yes. Here's a little more info on Gardner Webb. It's located in Bowling Springs, North Carolina. Enrollment just under 5,000. I like that they're the running Bulldogs, especially considering, you know, they've only attempted 3 throws. It seems like it's an appropriate nickname.
It is. Can you name a famous alumni from there?
I love it when you ask me a question on live television that you know I don't know the answer to. It's one of my favorite moments.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Who might that be?
Well, I don't know if you even know because you're not a basketball dude, but Artis Gilmore.
I take great offense to that. I thought he played at Jacksonville State. I think if I'm right and you just brought that up, we're even now.
No.
I mean, they may have him in there, but he transferred. Yeah, I think he went to Jacksonville State. But come on, I love basketball. Been up here doing Cowboy basketball games for years. They kick it to Conway. And Conway, look at him go. They may regret this. Conway across midfield. Austin Conway.
Wow. Why kick it to him?
49-yard punt, 45 yards on the return.
Why? Best player on the field in the first half, and you kick it to him. I mean, his rise has just steadily gone up. I'll tell you, last year he was a fly sweep guy. That's all they ran with him, was fly sweep. And now the plays he's making, got a good block from Braden Smith out in front of him. The plays he's able to make, man, in the passing game, in the reception.
We have an official result.
We're both right.
We're both right. Artis Gilmore played at both Gardner Webb and Jacksonville, but finished at Jacksonville. It's a real nice throw and catch.
It's outside edge, right where you want the ball to be delivered.
Yeah, Akwali right there. You just had to turn around, balls on him.
And then you just go out of bounds. Preserve clock. That's ball placement is key when you're throwing these tight kind of throws. He's been right on point.
How about these numbers for Allen? 15 of 21, 217 yards and a touchdown. Great first half. So we got 92 seconds to work with. Allen all kinds of time. Has his man, C.J. Johnson, touchdown Cowboys.
This is a tremendous throw. And the only guy he's got to be worried about is the middle linebacker right here drifting back. And he just puts touch and air on it. Not from a stationary, but he slides with his body, moves out of the way, and doesn't even set his feet. That's just a flick right there.
Yeah, and how about the arc to get it over that backer?
Right, I mean,
it's perfect.
Without setting your feet, just flicks it. I mean, arm talent off the charts, people.
Extra point up and good. It's now 24-0 Cowboys. Today's great catches, we're going multiple, is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Austin Conway.
Comeback routes, it didn't matter what he was running, he was getting open. Quick out, gets the ball, turns upfield.
How about this move? Whoop, see ya.
He's turned into a dynamic threat at the wide receiver spot. Again, out in space.
Craig Bowl has to be pleased.
Oh.
And Brad's going to talk to him before he heads in the locker room, but I mean, it's 24-0 in almost every phase of the game. The team has excelled in the first half.
They have. They probably like a couple of their offensive possessions back. However, you know, Gardner Webb stepped up and made a few plays defensively, put them in long distances. And they punted, allowed their defense to play.
Rollins and Carter are deep. Roth the kick. And Rollins, again, is not going to bring it
That's
out.
20 yards of separation between the closest guy to him. And you've got a couple blockers. You got to run that.
Well, that's good news. Malawia back on the field.
Straight cash. It's back on the field.
See if the Bulldogs can use this time remaining. They've got 2 timeouts left. Maxwell, quarterback draw, makes a couple guys miss, and he gets just across the 30-yard line, and they've got to be in a real hurry.
I don't know if they have this built in with their offense. I mean, everybody has 2 minute, but with the pace that they're moving at, they look very content to not make a mistake. They're not going fast. There's no NASCAR. There's no anything.
The give is to Moses, and Moses picks up a little more than a yard. And it appears they are content to go to the locker room down 24. Even if this isn't in their style of play, Sid, I'm sure these guys would like to think by year's end you can keep putting stuff in, so if this situation comes up again, you can try to make use of this clock.
And I think that's the worry, is they don't want to give the ball back to Wyoming in this area. So I understand what they're doing. You don't get out of character. They're down 24-0, but let's not do stuff that we're not comfortable doing.
And they definitely will not have to give it back because they pick up the first down, which will momentarily stop the clock with 13 seconds to go in the half. And Maxwell is coming over to the sideline. I think he said enough is enough. 30 minutes complete here in Laramie. All Cowboys. They lead 24-0. They have held Maxwell in check. Let's go down to the field, Brads, with Coach Bowl.
Coach Bowl, impressive first half. You dominated all 3 sides of the game. What do you like the most?
Well, we're throwing the ball well, we're tackling well. This is a style of offense that poses problems. I think Josh is right on point. Areas of improvement, we need to run the ball better.
Austin Conway has emerged as a go-to receiver. Is that the game plan coming in?
Well, it certainly was. Austin's a great player. I want to thank Coach Edwards for saying he might be a better football player than basketball player.
Coach, thanks for your time. Ari?
All right, thanks, Brad. That's a nice little moment there. Yeah, Coach Edwards hooking him up. Is Conway, the star of the first half. 10 catches, 128 yards and a touchdown. Josh Allen, 16-22, 246 yards and 2 touchdowns. Our Dodge Ram halftime report is next. Great first half for the Cowboys.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born. Touchdown! 12 teams chasing one goal, the 2017 Mountain West Football Championship. Intercepted! A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain. What a game! Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd, and the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
Down the seam, and there's that combination.
And I'll tell you, this is a night to remember.
And he might go all the way with this one. Indeed, he does.
that's as big as a mountain.
What a game.
Welcome back to Laramie. The halftime report brought to you by Ram, happening right now. Brad Thompson here with you in Laramie. It's been all Cowboys so far, 24-0. The Cowboys have an impressive first half. They pitched a shutout on defense. Part of the reason why, they've got a star at free safety. He's been fantastic. Andrew Wingard spent some time with longtime Cowboy radio broadcaster Kevin McKinney.
There's a lot more pressure on you being preseason player of the year to even think about it.
I don't like to think of it as pressure, but it's definitely a added incentive. You don't want to go out and just lay an egg when you get voted a preseason player of the year. But like I said, I don't like to think about it, but it's nice having the recognition that I'm just going to go out and do what I do. So
for those of us who watch you guys grow, it's hard to believe that you're already a junior for the Cowboys. How's the game changed for you?
It's definitely kind of slowed down. That first year as a freshman, everything was fast and it felt, crazy. But, when we played Iowa on Saturday, I felt like I'd done it so much. It was, just second nature to me. Everything was slowed down and I could play much faster because I know what I'm doing and stuff. So it's definitely slowed down. Maybe I've slowed down because I've gotten a little older, but it's definitely been fun and I'm just looking forward for the rest of the year too. So.
Tough opening game, but one of the real positives from the game from all of us was the improvement in the defense. Tell us how you feel about the defense and where it's improved.
It's definitely good having Coach Hazelton here. I think we've improved in just simplifying the game plan to where we can play faster. When you're not thinking and you're playing fast, you can force 4 turnovers. You can do that kind of stuff. The game was a tough one, obviously. We don't want moral victories. We don't want to say, oh, we played good on defense. We don't want to be a 24-point team, That game could have easily been, 3-3, something like that, if we didn't give up explosive plays. So we're always looking for places to improve, but, it was definitely a good start to the season.
You wouldn't mind averaging 4 takeaways a game, would you?
No, definitely not. But that's another thing Coach Hayes had told us after the game. You're not going to have 4 turnovers every game, so you got to go out. Even if you don't, force those turnovers, you still got to be able to play good team defense and, keep points off the board. So,
everybody around here calls you Dewey. Is that a nickname that came with you to Wyoming, or did somebody come up with it here?
It's been with me for a long time since I lived in Texas. Everyone called me Drew, but one of the little neighbor girls couldn't say her R's, so she called me Dew. And it, evolved into Dewey. So that's what I've been called my whole life, pretty much. And being called Andrew's kind of weird, sometimes just because everyone calls me Dewey. So.
Dewey, as his teammates and coaches call him, having another great game. 5 tackles here in the first half. There's more coming up here on the halftime report presented by Ram. Stay with us.
Night to remember.
And he might go all the way with this one. Indeed, he does.
Shop like a I don't know what he's doing.
Did you drop an F-bomb?
I'm sorry.
That's good. Other hosts in my position, of course, would want to be surrounded by smart, talented, good-looking people. But not me.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays on AT&T Sportsnet.
Welcome back to the Halftime Report, brought to you by Ram. It's been all Cowboys, 24-0 here after 30 minutes of action. Wyoming dominating over Gardner Webb right now. We've got a chance now to go around the league. Let's check out the Mountain West news and notes. Sean Dugan, linebackers coach, he was celebrating after a blocked field goal chest bump. He went down hard, injured his wrist, dislocated his elbow. He's chest bumping a 300-pound, 6'7" defensive lineman. Not recommended. He is out there this week, though, so he's recovered. For Wyoming, they've lost a couple key players on the offense, a couple of them in camp right now. 8 players making the NFL roster, including Brian Hill and Jacob Hollister. And then we get to Mountain West Conference action next week. It's just around the corner. New Mexico and Boise State are going to get after it. Wyoming opens up on the 23rd in 2 weeks. Now we go to the scores from around the league. Colorado State off to a great start. They're up 17-7 at home, and Fresno State with a huge challenge against Alabama. San Jose State hasn't got on the board yet against Texas. And then Hawaii down 7 at UCLA. That's going to do it here. We're going to get to some stats and highlights here. One more segment here of the Halftime Report brought to you by Ram.
Bojo's Colorado-style pizza.
To the end zone, touchdown.
Right down the seam, and there's that combination.
And I tell you, this is a night to remember.
And he might go all the way with this one. Indeed, he does.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born.
Touchdown!
12 teams chasing one goal, the 2017 Mountain West Football Championship.
Intercepted!
A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain.
What a game!
Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd, and the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
Welcome back to the Ram Halftime Report. A solid first half for Craig Bowles' Wyoming Cowboys as they lead 24-0. All right, well, alongside Sid Bonner. And Sid, we started the broadcast talking about Josh Allen. Many people think he could be the #1 pick in next spring's NFL draft. What do you think of his play in the first half?
I thought he was consistent and efficient with the ball. He did a nice job of delivering it to different spots, and mainly to Austin Conway. They've developed quite a pairing so far this game, and 297 yards of total offense for that offense, and Josh made great decisions. You see just there the flick out to C.J. Johnson, who had a big half, 100 yards receiving as well. This was a great showing for Josh because he just controlled the offense and did everything he's supposed to do.
One of the other nice things I really liked is his receivers stepped up for him as well. Time now to take a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Ram.
You got to look, they're not able to run the ball, Wyoming. I think that's something Coach Bold talked about, wanting to do a better job of. They've got to get the running attack going. That's going to take a lot of pressure off of Josh. But 297 yards of offense without being able to run the ball, it tells you got a hot quarterback and a couple wide receivers that are starting to feel themselves.
We step away for just a moment. We're coming right back with the start of the third quarter. Cowboys in front, 24-0.
At CC.
Those who witnessed her.
Welcome back, start of the third quarter. So glad that you're with us on AT&T Sportsnet. Been a great day for college football here in Laramie. Roth getting set to kick off the third quarter. Rollins and Carter are deep for the Bulldogs. Rollins, will he take it out? Not this time. Maxwell in the first half, just 3 passing attempts, 1 for 3. The 1 completion did result in a first down. He led the team in rushing with 6 carries for 27 yards. Said, if you're Gardner Webb, what can you do to try to get this offense cranked up?
Well, maybe you can use your short passing game, the bubble screens, the rocket screens, things like that. That's how you get your rushing attack going and get the ball in the air. But you got to get the ball out quick and be accurate with it, or else this defense will turn you over.
Quarterback draw. It took about 4 Cowboys to bring him down. Again, this quarterback is a big boy, about 6'2", 240.
Just big and strong. I tell you, if he can hit some inside runs and then you could get it outside, they've got to find a way to sustain a couple drives. Even if you end up punting, but get a few first downs within that drive and just keep it moving somehow.
Maxwell wants to throw, and that throw's late getting there.
I mean, the throw was so late, it almost caused a pass interference call on Priester. He had his arm around the backside of the receiver.
Priester did a nice job defensively. He was almost like the receiver there.
Just not timed up well. Now you get yourselves in a 3rd and long situation. It's not where you want to live when you're an option or rushing team.
Quarterback keeper, and he's got the first down and more. Tyrell Maxwell. Gain of 11 for Maxwell.
That's the beauty of it being out of the spread. And Wyoming will get a lot of look at this kind of stuff against Air Force Academy and also against New Mexico. But you spread your defense out, put them all on islands. All you need is little chip blocks and area blocks, and you can make some good yardage.
And again, it's the quarterback keeper, and it's Maxwell. And sticking with seeing the option a couple times, I think one of the things that you and I have discussed over the years that we enjoy about the Mountain West is every defense coordinator has to be prepared to see almost every style of offense in the Mountain West.
It's so versatile offensively, and some of the best minds in college football running offenses in this conference. You've got to have your A game every week. You don't know what you're going to see, from pistol to spread.
Pro style.
I mean, you're going to see it all.
2 different kinds
Triple
of options.
option, right?
And there's Rollins trying to get him some touches. And there's the new defensive coordinator, Scotty Hazelton. Boy, we really enjoyed him.
Had a good time talking with him.
Most recently coached in the NFL with the Jaguars as an assistant linebacker coach. He was with Coach Bowl at North Dakota State from 2007 to 2011. He's coached in the Mountain West before, defense coordinator in Nevada in 2013. 3rd down.
We've got man-to-man matchups here on the outsides.
And Maxwell doesn't like what he sees and gets a timeout. So they've managed to take about 2.5 minutes of clock. And we're going to take a break as they figure out what they want to do on 3rd down. We'll be right back on AT&T Sports Day.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born. Touchdown! 12 teams chasing one goal, the 2017 Mountain West Football Championship. Intercepted! A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain. What a game! Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd, and the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
Down the seam, and there's that combination.
And I tell you, this is a night to remember.
And he might
Mount West football on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the Wyoming Educational Association. Join the Wyoming Educational Association and put students first. And by Union Wireless, treating you like a neighbor, not a number. Cowboy defense looking for another stop. 4 tackles for a loss so far today. 3 have come on third down. It's third down here for Gardner Webb.
Cover 2, the middle field to be open.
Maxwell gets hit and goes down, and it's Kevin Prosser again, his second sack this afternoon.
Prosser, former outside linebacker, stepping up, using his speed. And that was helped out with Connor Kane. And he just wraps underneath and explodes through there using his power and speed for his second sack of the afternoon.
Conway is back deep. Conway has been the man, 173 yards total offense. But they don't, you know what? We're done kicking him. He's got 45 return yards already. Join us again next weekend for more Mountain West action right here on AT&T Sportsnet when we head to Reno as Nevada plays host to Idaho State. The action starts at 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific. We're going to get to meet Jay Norvell, new head coach of Nevada.
Very engaging.
Very well liked.
Oh, man, very engaging. I could have sat there and listened to him like for a long time.
Yeah. Cowboys have had good field position all day, average starting field position at their own 30. Here they're going to start out from their own 34. And there's Josh Allen, had a great first half, 16 to 22, 246, 2 touchdowns, most importantly, no turnovers. Nice job there defensively. Christian Dozier came in there and got just a little bit of Milo Hall, and it was enough.
He comes off that edge. Milo's limping a little bit. Back to the huddle. Comes off the edge, unblocked. That's where you got to be. You got to worry about the short side of the field. Teams will tend to rotate the safety over and bring pressure from that corner.
Keep it on the ground. Milo Hall, really no place to go. Might have lost a few inches on that play.
He makes a couple guys miss. But I tell you what, this linebacking core, Pegues, Dunbar, Horn, these guys are quick and athletic. He's not able to make a miss there.
Cowboys have been good on on third down, 4 for 7.
Man free. Pick your side.
Allen stands tall and on target. And the catch is made for the Cowboy first down. That's Avante Cox, true freshman.
It's a nice call, good route, good patience and protection. He's going to run the drag route from the right side, coming across the screen right into your living room. It's a good throw and catch. Way to secure the ball.
It said it's a little thing, but one of the things about Josh Allen, when he's standing back there, he never seems to get those kind of antsy, anxious feet. I mean, he feels so comfortable back there.
And when he does get ready to move and take off, it's for good reason. He takes off to go do something with the ball, but he is definitely calm in the pocket. And Milo Hall just cannot.
Well, there, Kenyatta Dunbar just blew that play up. Loss of 2 on the play.
And one thing, seeing these guys run, lateral, sideline to sideline, extremely quick, a little bit undersized, but man, the speed that they play with in their linebacking core. Dante Gordon, Dunbar, Horn, Pegues.
Second and 12.
Throw the bubble screen down here.
Allen looked to the left side the whole way. Though he put it in the only place where his guy could get it. So Conway with another catch. That's now 11 catches for Austin Conway.
Tristan Dozier's in great position on this play, but he throws him back away from the defender, and Conway continues to work downhill to it.
3rd and 5. trying to go back shoulder, but the throw was a little bit low, and Conway could not make the catch. It was one of the only times today where he didn't really let it go. It felt like he just kind of wanted to guide it over there.
Which means he was kind of indecisive or in between throws. And this is good coverage. Both guys fighting for the ball, but ball not thrown high enough so he can adjust to it. The spot is good. It just needs to be up around shoulder level so he can turn around and make the catch.
Zaleski, it's a good-looking punt. They let it bounce. Cowboys avoid touching it. It will be down at the 4-yard line. So great execution on special teams. That's going to make head coach Craig Bohl happy.
31 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Hey, celebrity in the house. Former Wyoming head basketball coach, Larry Shiat. The beauty of Larry is he always told you how he really felt. He didn't have any of that coach code. He told you exactly what was going through his mind. Ball comes out. Ball's out. Waiting for a signal. Cowboys claim they've got it, but no. Gardner Webb's going to hold on to the football.
But isn't that what we all ask for?
Yes.
Honesty.
Tell us the truth.
Transparency.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we all ask for. Gotta love it. Zone read. Good shot there. Way to come in. Rico sticks his nose on the ball. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a smart play there. Leahy,
Rico
the center, got on the ball, though, to keep it for the Bulldogs. They got too many guys on the field here.
Illegal substitution, number 19, offense. Half the distance to the goal, still second down.
That's just communication error when you're trying to get different personnel groupings in, and the players have to know as well. All right, when you know you're not in on 11 personnel or you're not in on certain personnel, get off the field, get the other guys on. They've got to communicate better.
Not many penalties in the game, just 2 on Gardner Webb and a single penalty on the Cowboys. Keep it on the ground, and Cowboys defense is stout right there at the line of scrimmage. Bernard, no place to go.
I think these two crashers off the edge, with Granderson and Prosser, I mean, they're exploding anything and forcing everything back inside.
Question of the day. After seeing over a game and a half of this Cowboy defense, can this defense be an elite defense so this Cowboy offense doesn't need to carry them this season?
I think it can, because they're only going to get better. This is a new scheme.
Yep.
They're in a 4-man front now. All of a sudden, they've been in the 3-man over the last few years. So this is a different type of scheme, but they are playing more efficient.
And they're making good tackles. Maxwell, boy, he made a spin move in his own end zone. He's running for the sticks, and he gets to it. First down. 14 yards. Tyrell Maxwell.
But that's the kind of play you got to stay away from. If you're rushing inside, you can't duck underneath to get the sack. You've got to force the quarterback to stay in the pocket. Just that little short move by Prosser, who has 2 sacks on the day, ducks inside, gives a lane on the outside edge. He's got contained there. He's got to keep it.
Here they go to the option. Nice pitch, and it's Carter. And Carter picks up 5 yards. Well, Maxwell last year did something that's never happened in the Big South. He was the first quarterback ever to lead their conference in rushing, and he's such a good threat there that they had to look at him and not at the pitch man.
Well, everyone's got responsibility. So if somebody's for the quarterback, you've got to take the quarterback. You can't jump out and take the pitch man. Everyone will have an assignment. Defensive end, hit the quarterback in the mouth. Safety, come up and get the pitch guy, and so on. One guy misses that assignment, it's a big play.
They keep it on the ground, and it's going to be 3rd and short. Carter again, the ball carrier.
That was tough running right there.
The rushing yards per game, that's it. Both FBS and FCS. We'll take another look at that in a moment. Now they're trying to push the pile. They do get the first down. So a little less than 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And you're looking right there at the star of this Bulldog team. And the chain gang moving into play. So here we go. Rush yards for a quarterback in either FBS or FCS. 6th in America. Just under 88 yards on the ground per game.
Tell you, I mean, he takes a pounding though. I mean, he is a big guy, can take it, but you take a pounding in there when you're trying to spin and get back inside and play that physical type of football, down in and down out, kind of wears you down a little bit.
Moses, the ball carrier. Malawia, who was injured earlier, gets in there and makes the play. Well, I like what Coach said about him. He said, this guy's real quiet because he's real serious about football. It means a lot to him.
In this day and age, with all the stuff going on with a lot of young kids don't love to play. That's what you find up and down this Cowboy roster is kids that love to play the game. It's refreshing.
Well, Coach Bull knows what kind of kids he wants to recruit. And he gets those kind of guys. He's been successful everywhere he's been. North Dakota State set a very high standard. Now the Bulldogs running successfully. It's another first down. It's A.J. Moses.
This is a real nice play. Watch the cut right there. Sticks the foot in the ground and runs through the arm tackle. Cash has got to kind of run through the target. He kind of dives and whiffs at him. He's got to run through the gap and get his head across, and he'll make that tackle.
First and 10. Maxwell's going to keep it, makes one guy miss. And actually then went down. He saw there was no place to go. Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's just being smart. I mean, no reason to take extra shots. You know you don't have anything. But I think when you watch him run the option and watch how far down he rides the fullback down to that line, he gets a really good long look, as does the defensive end, who's supposed to be outside for contain, which allows him to gain the edge. And it just shows you right there the kind of team speed the Cowboys do have on that defense, because they're able to get back outside and make a play.
You see Logan Wilson. His teammates call him the governor. He's so beloved here in the state of Wyoming. Maxwell to throw. Catch is made. And that is another first down. Kyle Horton makes the catch.
You see, it's pivot switch. You got a guy going up the sideline, sitting down, and one inside in the zone. And that's a nice play pass there. They kind of fake the option. He steps back and makes a nice throw.
On the ground is Bernard, and not much doing. Called a gain of 2. Brad, let's talk a little about the Horton family.
Yeah, Kyle made that catch a play ago. His dad, Ethan Horton, was an All-American and the ACC Player of the Year for North Carolina back in 1984. First-round pick of the Chiefs, so he was a running back when he got drafted. Al Davis ends up switching him a couple years later to tight end, makes the Pro Bowl in '91. And some Broncos fans, he was in the playoffs against them, so some fans may remember him, an AFC West tight end, Ethan Horton.
Thanks, Brad. Bernard, this time he gets the edge, and let's see where they mark him out of bounds.
Nice call. They go option into the short side or the boundary. And a good quick decision by Maxwell, who reads it really quick and delivers the option nice and calmly. Granderson's up the field in his face, but he's able to get the pitch out early enough to give the runner time to get upfield.
Third down. This has been a good-looking drive for the Bulldogs.
And at the start of this drive, what did I say? You don't necessarily have to score, but you've got to string some things together, allow your defense to work or to rest. You want to score, but you need to move the chains a couple of times, change some field position.
It's Rollins, and Rollins going to get the first down. Tackled at the 32-yard line. This is by far the best drive of the day for the Bulldogs.
But it's been a mix of everything. Outside runs, inside runs, quarterback runs, dives, options, and a couple completions through the air.
And how about this execution? This half on third down, they're 5 for 6.
Gardner Webb at the Wyoming 32.
They got it locked in for Coach McCray.
It's the 15th play of the drive. Maxwell steps up, no place to go, and he'll be sacked.
He wanted the wheel, and Andrew Wingert took it away from him. He wanted to back up the sideline, but in front of that play, you always run a skinny post or something into the middle of the field, and 9 times out of 10, that play is wide open. Watch the receiver come right in this area, wide open, with a trailing defender. You got to take it. That's your first read off of that wheel route, is your in route. You've got to take it if it's there.
Holt gets the sack. It's the 3rd sack of the day for the Cowboys. And Maxwell, quarterback draw. Boy, that's good vision right there. He saw there was nothing to his left there, said, showed patience and went to his right.
He did, and then got down, body preparation. I mean, he's making some good business decisions at the end of some of these runs.
Yes, that is a business decision right here. No, thank you. I'll go over here.
I'm going to go ahead. I already got my yards. I'm going to go ahead and get down on the ground. I don't know. I mean, well, he doesn't help his team if he's not on the field. So, I mean, that's a good, smart play.
Another third down on this drive. And we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Two teams battling hard. The Cowboys have dominated thus far, leading 24-0. Do not go anywhere. We're coming back with the Bulldogs and the Cowboys, quarter number 4. Today's game summary is brought to you by CC's Pizza. Seb, what do you see?
See the passing yards for Wyoming, and now the rushing yards for the running Bulldogs are starting to kind of creep up. And nice long drive here, 15 plays. But Wyoming has dominated the game defensively, even though they've given up this long drive, 16th play of this drive here.
Nice job pushing the pile. Now you figured they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Field goal doesn't do enough for you at this point in the game, early in the 4th quarter.
Does it do your spirits good, though, to put points on the board, or to try to put points on the board?
You have been a professional coach, so I'm going to go ahead and say, what do you think?
No. I want touchdowns,
all right,
man. I want touchdowns. I don't want field goals. Field goal is like saying, you know, you're going to give me a pat on the back for a good try. I don't want a good try. I want touchdowns.
Sounds like our friendship. I just get a pat on the back. I just get a field goal. There we go, 4th down.
Pressure coming.
So he sees the pressure, throws, and it's incomplete. The pressure was in his face, and the Cowboy defense comes up with the stop.
I think that play takes too long. You know you're getting pressure. I don't know if you can run a deep over route.
24-0 our score. We'll take a look at the Wyoming offense when we come back.
Low prices and great deals you love. Hold.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Quicken Loans. All these games will be right here on AT&T Sportsnet. Next week in Reno, Fresno State. Definitely going to look forward to that Colorado State at Utah State game. Get to see Air Force, Troy Calhoun, Bob Davie on October 14th. I love to watch his teams play. I can't believe what he's done at New Mexico. I mean, that program was really in a dark place when Bob Davie got there, and now they're in a happy place.
You know what's crazy here at AT&T Sportsnet? We watched that program grow and develop. We were the only television station covering them for a long time. So we literally watched them struggle, and then all of a sudden they start chipping away.
And I credit Bob Davie to have the patience and the vision to stick with it.
But he had the vision from day one and understood what he wanted to do. Weeded out some things that need to be weeded out, but the kids that stuck around this past year were able to go to a bowl game. I mean, that was just amazing. Amazing job from Coach Davie and really the school and the community for putting in the commitment to it.
Yes. Great to see success down in Albuquerque. Well, Josh Allen continues to get it done today. 19 of 26, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I think you've also been just as pleased at the throws he hasn't made.
Correct. He hasn't tried to be greedy, hasn't forced a lot. But I think this is a drive they need to go down and put points on the board, put a good drive together, and put points on the board.
Blitz is coming. Allen does something he does well, and that's escape. And he's going to throw that one away. There's another example. He didn't try to force the issue.
And the other thing, he misses a receiver here on the inside of his trips position. He has his inside receiver go down and sit down. He has a chance to turn after the catch and go and get yards and possibly a first down. They have to punt now. That's not, I mean, you want to come out here and establish yourself again. That offense has not been on the field and established a great drive in a while.
Since the first half. Jacob Henderson, the fair catch at his own 33-yard line. Cowboys still pitching a shutout. We'll be right back here in Laramie.
To the end zone, touchdown.
Right down the seam, and there's that combination.
And I'll tell you, this is a night to remember.
And he might go all the way with this one. Indeed, he does.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born. Touchdown! 12 teams chasing one goal, the 2017 Mountain West Football Championship.
Intercepted!
A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain.
What a game.
Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd, and the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
Mountain West Football on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Quicken Loans, Delta Faucets, see what Delta can do, and by Dodge Ram, Guts, Glory, Ram. Look at the little guy having some fun. He's got the sunglasses. That's the look you're going for, Sid. That's what I'm looking for next week in Reno.
Upside down sunglasses?
Think you can pull that off?
Come on now.
My bad.
Of course.
All right, 1st and 10. Bulldogs have been much better offensively, and it's because of that guy, Tyrell Maxwell. Let's check in with Brad.
Guys, number 18, Jonathan Blackmon, who got twisted up there in the first half, has returned to the game. First action was that last play. Also at running back 21, Kerry Bernard went out. He went to the training table, got his ankle retaped. He has not returned, so they're getting thin at running back.
Thanks, Brad. Maxwell has now rushed 16 times for 62 yards, and there's no place to go there.
Nice job by Ortiz to stay at home.
Man, Blackmon, who just came back to the game, as Brad told us, no place to go.
You know, when the problem, those plays only work if you get a greedy guy on the other end that wants to try to make a tackle on the other side of the field. Uses good discipline, stays at home, keeps his leverage, and makes a good open field tackle.
That's now 7 tackles for a loss for the Wyoming Cowboys. And last week, they only let Iowa have 263 yards of total offense. They only allowed 125 passing yards, which was 25th best in America. And they're giving up, at this point, they've given up 22 passing yards today. Now, granted, the competition doesn't throw it a lot, but that doesn't mean statistically they might not be top 10 next week. Passing defense.
I think they're only getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team that you could tell they love the system that they're playing in, and they enjoy playing together. I mean, they're playing with a ton of energy. You saw that on film last week. Ton of energy from that defensive side of the ball. And I'll tell you what, if this team wants to compete for a Mountain West title, they're going to have to be great on defense. And so far this season, they've done just that. No explosive plays given up today.
Not even close. Kamornik, rugby-style kick. Conway's going to come up and get it. Austin Conway, watch out for this guy. Conway making guys miss all over the field, but there is a flag down back at the Cowboy 32-yard line.
God, he's exciting, man. When he gets the ball in his hands, it's really fun to watch. I mean, I just can't imagine. Like, this guy's doing layups. Just a year and a half ago.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 22, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Wyoming.
We're going to step away for a moment. See what Josh Allen and Austin Conway have for us when we come back. Here's the answer to our CenturyLink high-speed challenge. Who's it going to be, Sid? Who's going to be Wyoming's toughest competition for the Mountain Division title?
That's who I had.
Okay.
I had those two in my top two teams, Boise State or Colorado State. And like I said, Wyoming and Colorado State have closed the gap on that Boise State program.
Do you think that had a little bit to do with people's affection for the border war? Or do you think people really think that they're going to be a better team than Boise State?
I think people really feel. They've seen the gap closing over the last couple of years. Boise State's not running away from teams in this conference anymore like they were.
They certainly didn't run away from the Cowboys last year. Cowboys put it on them. Nice catch there, breaks a couple of tackles.
And I agree with Josh being in the game here, just running plays, getting more reps. Close out your day today with a clean series, go down and put points on the board. Then you can go put your baseball cap on the sideline.
He makes that throw look so easy, Sid. I mean, that's from the near hash all the way to the far sideline.
And 8 yards down the field, so that's about a 40-yard throw on a rope. And people don't realize how long that is and how tough it is to make that throw accurately. And he just
And amongst the elite quarterbacks in the country this summer, when he goes to the Manning camp, you know, people talk about Sam Darnold might be the best overall prospect, but it was everyone's agreement that the strongest arm there was Josh Allen, and that's in some pretty darn good company.
That's in great company, but I tell you what, there's no mistaking. What I saw him do last year in a walkthrough, a pregame walkthrough, throwing the ball at a trash can from 50 yards away, just flicking it on a line.
And he did challenge you, but he didn't know who he was messing with.
No, they didn't call. I was ready yesterday. I was ready. Nobody said anything about it. I was ready to go. But the kid's arm is electric, and the more his mind develops, it just makes that a bigger weapon.
He's got 22 completions today. That's a career high. Brent Vigen, the outstanding offense coordinator, talked about wanting to get his completion percentage up, and he certainly has today, 21 of 29.
That's what they really want to get going, that rushing attack. And again, you've got freshman Logan Harris, freshman Lonzo Velasquez on that offensive line. They've got to somehow get it figured out. It's a team that loves to run the ball. You've got a pro quarterback in your backfield right now, but the running game is what sets all those things up that he's able to do. They've got to get that rushing attack going.
Third and 8. Moving to his left. And throw misses his intended target. So we have some sound from Josh Allen talking about his experience at the Manning camp.
What really took away too was how Peyton and Eli prepared for games on Sundays. You know, they had a strict plan every week. They went by it, and hopefully I can, you know, take that and adapt it and put it to my game and hopefully carry it on for the rest of my career.
And I'm saying this with the utmost respect for the Manning brothers. When the ball comes out of this guy's hands, it looks better than either of those guys, even at their best.
Yes.
Yes. That sounds crazy to say.
It does, but it's the truth.
It is.
It's the truth. You know, and what's really crazy is that 2 scholarship offers coming out of high school. That's it. Had to go to JUCO. I mean, you're...
Hey, look, it happens. Aaron Rodgers went to JUCO. Look at him now.
I mean, but look at the guy. He's 6'5", 240 almost. Unbelievable arm, phenomenal athlete. And nobody notices? Nobody notices? Even if he's 6'2", 6'3", coming out of high school and has a good arm, because that arm didn't happen. Didn't just happen.
All right, let's more on this. Let's see what Brad has to say about John. Brad?
Guys, he's such a supreme talent. For the first time ever, Wyoming officials had to help him take out an insurance policy in case anything were to happen. So that talent is protected, and hopefully he'll be just fine all season long. We can enjoy his talent.
Yeah, he's hoping to not use that insurance policy, that's for sure. We're going to step away for a moment. We're going to say hello to true Wyoming royalty, Larry Shyatt, in the press box. We'll be right back. Cowboys 24, running Bulldogs nothing. 8:06 to go in the fourth quarter. And as promised, we do have one of the real legends here in Laramie, former Wyoming men's basketball coach Larry Shyatt. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
It's great to be here, guys. It's great to be back. We're a place that Pam and I would call home for many years.
Great run here. You're having some fun now at the next level in the NBA as an assistant coach with the Mavericks. I know it's a big lifestyle change. How's it going?
Well, it's different. I think I was telling you guys, you know, you're getting on an airplane 3-4 days a week at 11:30 and landing somewhere at 2. That's different for Papa Shy. But one similarity is the best of the best. They want to get better. They want to be coached. They want to be pushed. And in our case, Wes Matthews, Harrison Barnes, Dirk Nowitzki are great, great mentors.
And you just warmed my heart because Wesley Matthews went to my high school. I've known him since he was born. His uncle was one of my peers, one of my best friends, so I've known Wesley since he was a kid, and what a great young man.
All three of those guys One thing Mark Cuban's done is tried to keep culture. He knew we were getting old, and he knew at some point we would have to flip it, but he's kept those 3 guys in the locker room now. And, you know, so down the road, yes, we're one of the youngest teams in the league now, but I think these young guys have a real chance to grow.
And your thoughts on what Coach Edwards has done? Last year they made the transition from you being the head coach, Coach Edwards, and they were fun to watch last year.
I am so proud of those guys. Look, what they did at the end of the year with the disappointment in the tournament, but to flip it as a coaching staff and a team and to go on that run in the CBI and win the championship, it speaks volumes. It doesn't surprise me. I felt like those guys could all be great head coaches, but I'm really happy for them.
Coach, you're not shy to coaching a supremely talented guy. You had Josh Adams here, guy that's talented, next level type talent. Quarterback here, Josh Allen. What's it like being around a guy like that on a day-to-day basis and trying to improve their game?
Well, let me say this. You know, I heard you guys mention before about Josh not being recruited. I got to tell you something. Josh Adams had 1 scholarship, Northern Colorado. Larry Nance had 1 scholarship, Bowling Green. So Wyoming has made a feast of trying to look at people down the road, and you know, there's a little luck involved, but you know what? There's not luck when it comes to character. And this guy, Josh, Bowl speaks, I mean, the truth about him on and off the field. That counts.
Well, it also counts the way this athletic department has chosen guys like Craig Bowl, guys like yourself, to lead these athletic programs because it brings in a certain quality of student athlete.
Yeah, I got news for you. Bowl is one of my dearest friends. We're going to get together tonight because fortunately he didn't mess up this game. But I got to tell you something right now, fellas. Austin Conway was our recruit, and he's got about 15 catches and a touchdown already. We're talking about that tonight. There's a debt being paid up.
Oh, yeah. I know who's buying
dinner tonight.
He's some player out there.
Oh, he's terrific. And he was a good basketball player, but his love and heart was always into football.
Yeah, he was a quarterback at Overland High School, was outstanding, almost beat us. I coach at Mullen. He almost beat us in the playoffs and did a real good job, then chose basketball. And just to watch him back on the field, it kind of seems like a good fit, natural fit for him.
I got news for you. Jeremy and I decided, we promised the family we'd go see a football game. We've been to a high school football game in years. We went to his senior night. We were blown away, shocked. He's got a gun. He could really throw the ball.
He can.
But he was just so small, people didn't want to offer. It's a wonderful story. It's worked out great, and I'm happy for him, his family, and Coach Bowl.
And I think really for Coach Bowl, he should give you at least a gift per catch today.
He'll be giving me something tonight, boys.
It's 11 catches, right? I mean, 11 catches got to count for something.
Yeah. There'll be some wine flowing tonight, fellas.
Well, I'm sure Coach Bowl will be happy to oblige. You should feel good. Teams played well in all 3 phases.
They really have. In fact, until that last drive, I hadn't noticed many yellow flags today at all.
Not many penalties in the game. It's been a clean game, and that was a dangerous play right there.
Dangerous play. Overstreet does a nice job handling, but watch the quick pitch. The edge rusher comes right inside, and how
about the concentration there by Kellen Overstreet?
I mean, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, these are tough decisions for coaches now, though. You're up 24-0. You got a huge game coming up. You got a guy with a sore shoulder, and you know in the back of your mind you're thinking, we got to keep him protected. These are tough times. Basketball, we have the same situation a lot of nights.
And I think they're just trying to get them to finish clean. Like, it hasn't been clean over the last couple of drives.
Right.
They want one more great drive so they can feel good about themselves as they prepare for the Oregon Ducks who come to town. It's great hard running. It's not going to turn into a big game, but not for a lack of effort there from Milo Hall.
I mean, Milo Hall is one of those guys that can break some tackles and get out of there and make some things happen, but the rushing attack has struggled today.
What would you say, maybe not just your fondest, but what are a couple of memories that really stand out from your time coaching here?
A lot of my friends, they want to tell me that the highlight perhaps of our career were the 2 national championships at Florida. They wouldn't echo in a thimble compared to tearing the nets down in Vegas and seeing that court filled with brown and gold. That was the true, most wonderful moment, something that nobody thought we could accomplish.
It was awesome. And the catch is made. What a throw, and it's going to be first and goal. Josh Harshman, the tight end, that's a heck of a catch. 35 yards on the play.
This is a nice smash route, and they roll him out to it. And this is what he does so well. Watch him get outside to the edge. And you see the corner route by Harshman, and he just splits it out there. One-hand stab with the left hand. And I tell you lose a guy like Jacob Hollister from a year ago, and now Harshman is able to try and step in and fill those shoes, and these young guys are really growing up fast for this team.
How about that throw on the move?
I mean, that's where the separation is. He could throw out of the pocket, but the stuff he does on the run outside of the pocket is unbelievable.
Overstreet gets to the 4-yard line. Just to give everybody up-to-date numbers on Josh Allen, 22 for 31, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers.
And I think people forget, maybe they want to forget, but this guy is playing with 2 freshman linemen. He's playing without 3 senior receivers and perhaps the second-best running back in the entire West last year. You don't just make points. They don't just happen. So they're going to have to go through a little process and rely on a pretty solid defense.
We both agree. We've been talking about the defense. It's much improved. A new coordinator, Coach Hazelton, the guys in different places. Overstreet tries to cut it back, and he gets to the 2-yard line.
He's about a hair late on that cut. It looked like a pretty good hole there. That's inexperienced young running backs, not knowing where to look, how to read it. Within time, playing, you'll see those things a little quicker, and it'll get a little better. I mean, you talked about, Coach, you touched on the freshman lineman, one being the center. That's one of the most important positions on the field, but speaks volumes of Logan Harris and what he was able to do coming in as a freshman and win that job.
And it'll test Josh's leadership because he knows he's with some young pups, and he's got to help them grow.
Allen can run for it if he wants. He's going to throw for it. Touchdown, Cowboys.
What a hold. It's coming back.
Got a flag on the play.
Holding, number 78, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
So we're going to get the other freshman.
Papa Shy with the kiss of death there. I hadn't seen many yellow flags. I apologize, Craig.
But you're going to see the young freshman. He gets outside right there.
He made that easy on the official.
Yeah, your quarterback's rolling to your right. All you do is oversell inside and then keep him there. Let him go inside. Invite him inside.
Coach, is there a common ingredient when you and Coach Bowl talk about the kind of student athletes you want to bring to Laramie?
I think there most definitely. I think that's what made us so close during my stay here. We have a common thread, and intellect and toughness are important here at Wyoming because it's hard to get the premier players out of high school.
You got to get guys who really want to be here and buy in, and both you and Coach Bowl have been able to do that. And now Coach Edwards, and look at Josh Allen. He's looking for more, keeping it alive, the throw, and it's knocked away. He doesn't move like a guy. When you look at his size, you figure he's not going to move around that well, but he's great at keeping the play alive.
He's nimble and just has a good awareness of him. And not a lot of guys you can say that about, but he just has that field awareness. As in, if he's a basketball player, you want somebody with court awareness. He has it. Doesn't take a lot of sacks, can maneuver around and still give himself a chance to put points on the board. But I have to believe that's it for him today.
It's got to be.
Fellas, we get a little nervous rolling out of the pocket. I think we saw the last play. He's in.
Cooper off on for the kick, has the distance, and it is good. It is now 27-0. Former Wyoming men's basketball coach Larry Shire, thank you for stopping by. It's always great to see you. We wish you continued success in the NBA, and say hi to Wesley for me.
I most definitely will. Thank you so much.
All right. Good fun here having Coach Shire. Always fun to come up to Laramie, and he's just a ton of fun to be around. He just gets it.
It's awesome. Has a love for Laramie and this university. I mean, it's pretty awesome. But he's getting flown around in first class.
It's not so bad.
You're getting it at 2:30. So what? You've been sleeping. You got a big old giant seat that you can sit in.
I've got a feeling Mark Cuban's got him set up on a plane that's pretty nice.
Man.
Yeah, it's nicer than our houses. All right, 27-0 our score. 1:52 to go in this one. So moving forward, as we think about the Cowboys and where they're going to fit into the Mountain West this year, what do you think?
I think they're definitely top tier. I mean, in this side of the bracket, in this division, the Mountain Division, it's tough, top to bottom.
Yep.
It is tough. Air Force is going to be tough. Colorado State's going to be tough. New Mexico's going to be tough. This is a tough side of the bracket.
And like we talk about Coach Bull, they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
If this guy plays at a high level and plays with a high level of intelligence at the quarterback spot, they'll be at the top of this side of the bracket. Because they're as talented as anybody. Still need their receivers to be challenged, maybe against
we saw something from them today.
Correct. Their opponent next week's going to challenge them
with
speed, So we'll see what happens next week. But this team, if he plays with the right kind of intelligence and just allows his game to happen, this team will be right towards the top, especially with that much improved defense.
Let's take a look at the Union Wireless connection of the game. Plenty of ones to choose from, and it's Allen to Conway, and here's this move. See ya.
It's always nice when you see the guy reach out and try to grab something. Watch this, he reaches out, oh, miss. I mean, he scores in flag football right there.
Hands to the face, number 7 of the kicking team. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down, Gardner Webb.
Gardner Webb, first down. We had hands to the face. That'll improve field position. So Josh Allen, we figure his day's done. 22 of 32, 328, and 2 touchdowns. Conway, the star receiver, 11 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown. And Johnson had a nice bounce-back game with 6 catches for 130 yards and a score.
He did.
Very nice bounce back.
A couple tough catches, and early on had a drop in this game. And then just,
I was worried it was going to carry over.
And then the reverse, they ran a double reverse to him. Didn't gain any yards, however, just got him involved. Got him involved in the game. He was able to capitalize later.
One of the things that people always wonder when you're putting a schedule together is what are you trying to get out of each and every game on your schedule that's outside of conference? Do you think this is what they wanted to get out of this Gardner Webb game?
I think they wanted to have a clean game. I think they wanted a little more out of their rushing attack. But to play it clean, especially coming off of last week where they left some points out there, made a couple mistakes late in the game that cost them.
Well, here's the schedule. I mean, obviously Oregon at home, that's tough. You're going to have Texas State at home. That's going to be, they should win that game. And then you get right really into the teeth of that conference schedule with back-to-back road games in your own division.
But you also got a much improved Hawaii team here after Oregon.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a cakewalk. Hawaii's playing much better.
It's going to take something to get people to snap out of that Hawaii's, walkover. They're not anymore.
It is, because Rolovich has gone in there and brought back all the traditions and the customs when he was playing there. He's brought all these things back, and people are, and programs invigorated. They're ready to go.
They've got a buzz working there. They got
really
something going.
They really do.
I'm happy for Nick and what they're doing out there, because there were a couple seasons there where it really felt like it had fallen off, and those traditions and the things that made Hawaii football special were kind of felt like a thing of the past, but not anymore.
It was kind of a reach going to get Norm Chow to be the head coach.
Right.
And, I think the illusion was that with his reach in the NFL and he was going to be able to recruit and do all those things. Well, they lost a lot of the traditions and a lot of those things dealing with Coach Chow. But Nick coming back immediately knew the customs, the traditions, brought everything back full circle.
Well, that'll do it.
Thing moving.
A complete performance for the Wyoming Cowboys and head coach Craig Bohl. 27-0, the final score. His star quarterback Josh Allen played extremely well. We saw receivers shine, and the defense that was great last week against Iowa was even better here today, pitching a shutout.
They were better because there were no explosive plays. They gave up a couple of runs, but there was no dynamic explosive plays that were really going to hurt them. They kept the lid on top of it, didn't give up big plays, and that's what they wanted to come in here and do, tackle and not give up big plays.
Now here's a look at the defense.
Prosser with the speed off the edge.
He had 2 sacks today.
He was great inside. Hani Gaffan did a nice job.
7 tackles for a loss and 3 sacks combined for the Cowboy defense.
I mean, they're just aggressive, and then it's Prosser.
All right, let's go downstairs to Brad.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Josh Allen, the quarterback for Wyoming. Josh, nice bounce-back win after going to Iowa. How'd you feel today playing against these guys?
Felt good. We came out strong in the first half, and then we kind of died down towards the end of the game. So, obviously a lot of things we still need to correct coming into next week. Obviously, it's a big game, and everybody knows that, so we'll be prepared.
How about the performance of you and Austin Conway, the connection? You start developing a nice rhythm here with them. He had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, and that's what he does. He makes plays, and you see him punt return, and he's an electric guy, so getting the ball to him as many times as I can is what I'm going to do.
All right, how about that defense? Pitched a shutout today.
All right, that's fantastic. They played fantastic last week, and to come out and do this, against a pretty tricky offense is, it's no easy task. So seeing them do that, it gives us a lot of confidence.
Josh, how are you going to carry this momentum into next week against Oregon?
Well, I mean, that's what we got to do. You have to understand that we won this game. Go watch some film, understand what we need to fix, because Oregon's a powerhouse, and they've been a powerhouse for a long time. So, just getting in, correcting the little things, and playing as well as we can next week.
Thanks for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. You have a good one.
All right.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Josh. All right, Sid, before we step away, what's your final takeaway?
Defense. That defense is awesome. Everybody wants to see the quarterback and Josh Allen, but that defense is head-turning and fun to watch. They tackle well in space. They get after the quarterback. That's a fun defense to watch.
And this is a lot of fun talking college football with you, my friend Sid. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for watching Mountain West football here on AT&T Sportsnet. Our final score, Wyoming Cowboys 27, the Gardner Webb Bulldogs 0. Join us next weekend for more Mountain West action when we head to Reno as the